Hello, people. It's Gino here from RealEverydayEnglish.com. Happy Tuesday to you. If this is your first time here, I'm just some guy from Northern England who likes to help people with their English. In today's video, I have a very special guest. He is a good friend and also an English teacher from Brazil. He's a Brazilian native. He has his own YouTube channel called Rod, the Brazilian English Teacher. And he has in excess of 30 years of experience in speaking and teaching English. So I invited him on the channel to share some of his insights and some of his experiences whilst learning English. So, Rod, welcome to the channel. It's a pleasure to have you. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm exceptionally well today. I'm exceptionally well. Feeling
Nice,
good.
nice.
Very good. So let's start right from the beginning. Uh, why did you very first start to learn English and become aware that you had a passion for learning English?
Well, first and foremost, I would like to say that it's a pleasure to be here. And one thing that I bring with me is always saying that I'm a Brazilian who speaks English. And I learned American English, and I started learning English at 8 years old. I went to
Wow.
I went to school to learn English. Yes.
Wow, 8 years old. So you went to a specific school to learn English, or does
Yes.
English feature on? Oh, so it's a specific school.
Only English teaching in that school. No international school to learn all the subjects in English. I went to school to learn all the levels of English, so from basic to proficiency English. So I studied there for 10 years,
Okay.
and I finished my studies when I was 17 to 18 years old, and one like 4 or 5 months later, the principal called me, inviting me to be a teacher with her.
Ah, okay. Very interesting. Um, so in this day and age, we're quite advantaged in this new age of language learning. But how did it go in the old school? What were some of the techniques that you would use to practice your speaking and your listening? Because obviously now we're advantaged to have YouTube applications where we can meet people. So, what were some of the techniques that you used way back then?
Well, first and foremost, we have to have in mind that even in Brazil at that time, it was very difficult to learn English because you didn't have all the techniques, all the technology, and all the tools that we have today. So I would have to I like music a lot, so I listened to some music, and I would like to know what the lyrics were, but I didn't have Google then, so I would have to glue my ear to the speaker, if you know what I mean, to try to understand some parts of the lyrics that the singer was trying to say, or maybe rewinding the song thousands and thousands of times to
Yeah.
try to understand maybe a sentence. And today, this day and age, as you say, people can see everything in a matter of seconds. You just type the name of the song, and there you have it. It was really fun. One other thing that I used to do was trying to shadow news um, anchors at that time. Like I would put on CNN and try to literally shadowing their pronunciation, and BBC as well, because as I told you before, I wanted to tune my ear for every kind of accent that I would hear. And for me, it was great. And also, I think that it's very important. I don't know what you think. It's a curiosity of mine as well. Reading out loud, I think it's very important. When you are reading something in English, you read out loud because we know that English is a semi phonetic language. Sometimes you read a word, you know what that means, but you don't know the proper pronunciation, if you know what I mean. And that's really interesting. And I remember talking to myself in my bedroom, and my mom would come to me and say, is something happening to you because you're talking to yourself? I said, no, I'm just practicing English by myself. And in the early 90s, I used to have a pen pal in Finland, and we would exchange letters. And she's a friend of mine up until today.
Wow.
And a letter to get there would take from Brazil to Finland, it would be 9 to 10 days. And then you would have to wait up until 9 to 10 days to receive the answer. And then the phone calls were very expensive then because there was only landlines. There was no iPhones, no Android phones, no anything, if you know what I mean. So we were like, for me, it was a groundbreaking experience, because you start from square one and try word by word. I remember actually, I told someone else in another interview my very first sentence in English. I was like 8 years old, and I was able to say, it's very silly, but it's funny for me. I could say the sky is blue and the clouds are white, and I could make this sentence. And for me, at 7 years old or 8 and something years old, I don't remember because I'm a little bit old, as you know. I'm not letting my age go. I'm gonna let it in the bag. So I have a fish memory. I don't remember very well if it was 8 or 9 years old. But now I have to say that with the quarantine and lockdown because of this virus thing, I was able to go to the internet and find some amazing channels, and suddenly I found a very nice mate because I'm learning British English because someone that I talk almost every day now, who's very nice. And I want you to know that preposition for Brazilians are a nightmare. So I saw a video on. First, I saw the video. I didn't know who the person was. I just could see that the guy was very friendly on video, and I said, "Let me watch this," because I could only see a kitchen and a voice, and then the person was saying like, "This is a book. Now the key is on the floor. Now the key is on the table. We can jiggle the keychain, and now we're gonna see I'm at the door." And he was literally at the door, and I could see exactly how I should teach my students then, with the visual thing. Because I know what at the door means, but he gave me at that single moment what would be really be at the door. And then I stopped, I paused the video, and I said, literally, I was blown away. I said, wow, that's the way I should teach. And the next scene, he was on his kitchen again, and he opened the cupboard, and then the he swung open the door of the cupboard, and I said, he's doing the movement and explain the name of the movement. This is so practical. He's pragmatical. And the name of this guy, he's literally in front of me. This guy is you, and I thank you for that. I thank you for those kinds of videos. So I would never stop to coming back to real everyday English and writing comments and because the way you teach these things, I'm sure that helps lots and lots of people. So that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. As I told you, you know that that method of teaching was something that my friend from Colombia actually taught me.
Hmm.
Going back to some of your experiences with learning English as a
Of
young
course.
as a young kid, it just makes me have like a deeper level of respect for you, Rodrigo, because
Thank you.
um, I know myself how hard it is to learn a language, even today, even with all the technology that we have and all the advantages that we have in 2020 in comparison. So the fact that you made a decision in your mind that you were going to stick with this, you were going to learn this language, and you did whatever you could. Um, it literally just blows me away, and I have a deeper level of respect for you for that. So you said that you finished your studies at 17, 18 years of age. So
Hmm.
what were the next steps for you following finishing your studies?
Well, I taught at this school that I told you about for 10 years, 10 beautiful years. I taught lots and lots of students, and then the principal decided to retire and not to have the school anymore. She shut down the school. And then I said, because I'm very grateful to people, if you know what I mean. If you lend a hand, I am grateful to you. And then I decided to open my own school. So I run a small school because I live in an inner city, in an inner town. It's not an inner city because there's very and the number of people in town is very little. So I live in an inner town in the state of São Paulo, and then I opened my school back in 2005, and I had just gotten married to my wife some almost 16 years ago, and the school is open up until now. So I'm in the market for teaching English for Brazilians and also people around the world for over 15 years already, almost 16. And I'm so proud of that. And then I decided to open, to have a YouTube channel and see how it went because I don't want to be famous. I just want to have people to know the kind of work that I do and to have the channel as a portfolio because I really love teaching people and learning from people. And I study English up until today. I don't stop learning English. Like every day I'm studying something or talking to people, talking to my friend Gino, and because it helps me and it helps you as well because we're exchanging language but we're not teaching each other, although I want to teach you Portuguese and I'm going to be extremely offended if you don't choose me as your Portuguese teacher. I speak Brazilian Portuguese, but one thing that I never forget, Gino, is that I'm a Brazilian who teaches English. I know that I'm going to have an accent, although I have a master's degree on teaching English as a foreign language. And my dissertation was about accent reduction. But when I wrote it about accent reduction, it was with the meaning of clearing people's English to be better understood
Mm.
and to speak better to feel secure while they are talking and speaking English. That's what I mean about accent reduction. But the more I study English, the less I know. So because it's not my native language, I have a passion. I'm crazy about English. Everything that I have, all the devices that I have are in English
Hmm.
And one thing that I want to teach my foreign friends, like you, for example, Brazilians wear their hearts on their sleeve, you know. So I wanna pass to my friends out of Brazil the warmth the country has. You know, it doesn't matter to me that you are miles and miles away from me. If you need me, I tell you, I am one message away from you. Whatever you need from me, I'm here. Because if you allow me to say, I was born disabled. It was a medical, we call it in Brazil a medical flaw. It was a fault from the doctor. I wasn't supposed to have any kind of disability, and by having to be helped my whole life, my biggest intention is to help people. So I want to have friends. I like to be like when you text me, for example, I can be a good listener and you can be a good listener. And I think exchanging ideas and thoughts of life, if we didn't have this code that is English, we couldn't be talking. I know that you speak Spanish, but I don't speak Spanish. I understand Spanish very well, but I don't speak Spanish. So my only tool to speak with you is English. So I take English as a code, as Bob the Canadian, one of the YouTubers that I really love as well,
Great
told.
guy.
Learning,
He's a
learning,
great guy.
yeah, yeah. Learning English is like a puzzle. Every kind of language that you learn, because you learn how the pieces go together, you know. So that's something interesting that if you allow me to share. When I'm talking to Gino, sometimes when I reply to his messages or when I send an audio message to him, sometimes I find myself speaking the same way he's speaking, you know, because it's very easy when you are talking to someone, some words that he pronounces differently from the way I've learned, because as I said, I learned American English. And it's really funny for me. And when we recorded together for my channel, it was really funny that game that we did, that you made me guess what the British pronunciation of the words were, the meaning of the words were, not the pronunciation of the words. The meaning of the words were. It was really funny, and I thank you for that. And I thank you for being a devoted friend and inviting me to your channel. I'm really proud to be here today. I'm really, really proud to be here today.
Hey, the pleasure's all mine, buddy. Going back to the comment you made about the learning language being a puzzle that you can put together. I watched the interview that you had on your channel with Bob. Really enjoyed it. And when Bob said that, it resonated with me straight away. I thought, yeah, he's right, because it's something that you never stop learning. I know, and you know, that, for example, you are never going to speak like a native English speaker.
Mhm.
I am never going to speak like a native Spanish speaker, but we can communicate, and it's something that we can put our energy to. And like you said, it brings relationships into your life, culture,
Yeah.
music, so on. Um, and another thing as well is that not only was you facing difficulties with lack of technology, but you've had other difficulties in your life, and still, to go back to that point, you made a decision. You made a decision that you're gonna you're going to dream bigger than your circumstances,
Yeah.
and anybody who does that is, in my eyes, is an inspiration.
Mhm.
Is truly inspirational.
Mhm.
So what is your favorite English word, Rod?
My favorite English word is tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
because there's always a new tomorrow, you know. Even though your day has been really bad. I would say a bad word here. I'm sorry. Really bad. There's always a new tomorrow. And one thing that if you allow me to say, I agree with you. The level when I did my master's degree, the level that you and I achieve in Spanish or English is there's advanced and we are near native. So I'm not going to be native ever, but I'm going to be near native. So you're
Yeah.
near native in Spanish because you have intermediate, advanced, near native, proficient, and near native, you
Mm.
know? So you pass the level of proficient in Spanish. I passed the level of proficient in English. So we are native in foreign languages. So it was really amazing for me to learn because I was not like advanced. You were not like advanced in Spanish. We are near native because we are fluent and we can speak the language very, very well. I saw you speaking Spanish and you blew me away, you know, in an interview that you did just some days ago. Because even though you're English, Spanish has most of its roots on Latin languages and Romance languages. And for you, it's a
Yeah.
little bit insane, to learn like an Asian person to learn English. It's very much more, let's say, tricky to learn because they have a different alphabet and they have to learn
Mhm.
another alphabet. So it's really amazing. So coming back to your question, my answer is I put in my mind back then I'm going to need help forever because my wife helps me, my children help me, my parents help me walking. So I'm going to find a way to teach people and spread the word. And once I have a passion for English, speaking English, I said I'm going to do this my career. And then I absolutely could do it my career, you know?
And
And it's amazing, Gino. It's amazing because of the friends that I make. And let me tell you something. For me, it's really important. You're really the first um, English friend that I have. I I have talked to English people before, but I think we just clicked because we talk about family. We only talk about positive things. We we help each other in senses of saying good things. Oh, what did you think about that? What did you think about this? And we exchange ideas and experiences. We are close in age. Of course, you are younger than I am. As I like to say in American English, I'm a boomer. A boomer is an old person in American English. Uh, so uh, it's really amazing, and I have to thank you for being such a good friend. And we instantly clicked when we talked for the first time. And I think one word we can share about our personality is humbleness. You're very humble and down to earth. Uh,
that's
I am like saying good things about you, and I can see that you take a little bit.
no,
But
it's
that's what I can see. You're very humble and down to earth. You do your videos in thank God, if you allow me, the three channels that I watch the most, which are American English with this guy, Bob the Canadian, and Real Everyday English. I like it fell into my lap, because
mm,
you guys have the same mindset that I do, which is humbleness. So thank you very much for that. Thank you
no,
very much
it's
for allowing me to open the vision in English culture and whatever culture that I go through. It's really amazing. So thank you very much.
Thank, thanks, Rod, for saying that. Them kind words, really kind words you've just said. I think you touched on something that resonated with me when you said that when we speak about positive things. It's all good, and I think that's so important especially in 2020, with everything that's happening in the world. It's so important to surround to surround yourself with people who have good things to say about life and about the future. And that's the reason why I'd like to bat that thank you right back at you, because you're certainly somebody who emits positivity despite difficulties. You emit positivity, and for that reason, I want to say thank you very much.
Thank you.
We've been recording for 27 minutes, so I think we can wrap it up there. And before we go, I just want to say it's been a pleasure to have you on the channel, and obviously we're going to continue to keep in touch in the future. Um, Thanks a lot. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. And I'm sorry I was a little bit long winded, but I needed to say everything that I needed to say about your channel, about the person you are, and everything. Thank you, everybody. This channel was amazing. Keep coming back. Gino's a great guy. Thank you. Hope to see you next time. One next time.
Yeah, that's the thing as well, guys. Before you pop over to Rod's channel and check out his content, he's doing some amazing things on his channel there as well. That's it for for today's video, and I'll see you people in the next video. Until then, peace and love. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.